fourth steps, which is using a partner, a live partner. You'll need someone to help you develop that skill you've been working on air, imagining for 1,000 times, now on real deal. Okay? So the fourth step is doing it slow. A lot of people go extremely fast, and that's completely wrong. You have to go quite slow at the beginning. So your opponent might tell you as well, as the beginning, I'm going to punch you with the left. And he's punching with the left slowly. I'm going to punch you with the right. And he's punching slowly. And then left, and you're doing the movement slowly, making sure as well all the points of the movement are correctly, and doing to the right. And also watching every single aspect. I'm going to show you some exercises that you can do to start up the 1,000 reps. And then you might go to the fifth step. And as I said, the fourth step is also 500 times of reps. Okay? You can do less, but as I said, it might be skipping. The 500 reps range, you don't need to do it in one day, of course, and it will help you to get bored of that exercise. If you do something for 500 times, it is so boring you can just get up from your bed in the middle of the night and just do the movement correctly because you've been doing it so long. That's what you want to get. That's the hard work and foundation. And then you go to the fifth step, which is doing the same movement in a bit faster. This time, instead of doing, I'm going to punch with the left, I'm going to punch with the right, which is the fourth step. You want to do left, right, and the opponent doing the movement correctly. Now, in this part, you want to start, at least as I believe in my techniques, to take your hand back. You never want to leave your hands just out there. In case your opponent is dodging or blocking, you can't just keep your hands out there. You're either going to use it, or he's just going to attack you, and then you have less defense force or attack force. Because if you missed the attack and you don't draw your hand back, you can't use it to continue on fighting. So in this fifth step, you want to start pulling back. You're doing the movement correctly and you're pulling back. Correctly, back, back. Anything you're going to do, you'll need to work 500 reps each step. So that was the fifth step. The sixth part is where your opponent is sitting in a fighting position and he says, okay, I'm attacking. So you won't get confused and just hurt each other eventually. So I'm attacking and he's defending. I'm doing it this way. Completely random. And don't do it too quick. It's still not completely 100% speed. But the point the point here is to work on your instincts. The reaction time. You see the left punch goes up, you know, oh, I need to go to the right. And you're still visualizing, right? You're still developing. You're not yet to practice the movement in a real deal. You're still learning. So, oh, it's right punch. Oh, it's a right punch again. And it can always be either that or that. You have to keep your mind focused and your instinct sharp. Okay? The seventh step is sparring, or may also be referred as light sparring. It's where you and your opponent are moving around, getting in your fighting position and just trying to hit each other, but still focusing on improving that specific technique. So let's just say I'm standing here and our technique is doing this block punch thing, and I'm not always punching forward. I can also go for a hook, and then you need to block or dodge, whatever the techniques you've been learning or still developing as well. And then when the punch comes, you want to check if you can, oh, yeah, I should do that to defend it. And if it's instinctively to you, still focusing on it, but also blocking some other stuff. Because let's just say if you were in the 4th or 5th or 6th step, where you're still focusing on the movement, and when your opponent is punching you just straight, then all of a sudden it hooks you, you will get hit, or at least you will get surprised. And you don't want that. You want to leave that to the 7th step, where it's completely random. You can throw a kick, and then you need to, whoa, a kick, I need to block it. And then you can throw a punch, oh, I didn't forget that movement. So the 7th step is progressing on sparring. Sparring, light sparring, which is completely focused on that specific technique. And you don't even need protective gear yet. You can attack with an open arm, with open hand, so you will hit with the fingers. Doesn't really hurt. You can hit here or on the chest to work on a straight punch. To the side you can hit the side of the head or slightly touching the ears. You don't really need a protective gear because it's not the point is not to hit. The point is to help develop, and that's where most martial artists are. Not most. Some martial artists are completely wrong about. When you're sparring someone, you don't want to punch him. You want to develop him and develop yourself by doing that. So a good point to think is, whenever you're sparring, do you really help your opponent? Because it's sparring, it's not fighting. Or do you really help your ego to grow up? I can punch someone in the face, oh that's really cool. No, I can help him develop, and I can visualize what he is doing wrong and take a look inside me to see if I'm doing the same or something like this mistake. For example, I used to spar a lot, and I always help my training partner or sparring partner to help him become better, because if he becomes better, he can find out the mistakes about me. And there's few guys in my Kung Fu and Krav Maga classes that I'm still going to, not because of the injuries of course, that I helped develop and taught them everything I could help them with to become better martial artists. So if you have a friend who knows martial arts, ask him for his help and not for his punches to hit you. Okay? So when you're sparring, when the straight punch comes, oh, I need to do that. I want you to learn the basic movements so you can become the master of the 7-step process, and then you can progress to some real sparring. Don't just jump out to sparring. As I said, you have to get good foundation in order to start sparring. Hard work in order to develop that exercise, and patience in order to achieve the level you want without missing something in the process. Okay guys, remember the 3 things you'll need, and remember the 7 steps, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.